Now, for those of you who have to get up at this what? Those of you who have to get up at this hour, hopefully you don't have an alarm like the one Jennifer Mullen just demonstrated for us. Where did you get that thing?
That's Jim's. I don't wake up to that. I wake up to like nice mellow music.
I mean, that's.
I don't know about you guys. That'd be a little drastic for me.
That's like clear the factory. There's a fire in our basement.
Or like if someone's going to start.
Right, but you know, when you work these kind of hours, sometimes that's what it takes, Ed. Sometimes it takes something like that. Anyways, if you are waking up to that alarm, then you're in good shape. You're getting your 8 hours of sleep. You wake up to something like that. You go to work. You're great. You're golden. If you keep hitting snooze, if you feel tired throughout the day, if you were up all night snoring, these are issues that they monitor here at the Regional Center, where we talk about sleep disorders. We're in Albany. This is Dr. Kuhar. Can you explain to us what this means if you are a snorer, how serious that can be?
Sure. I mean, sometimes snoring can just mean that your nose is obstructed, that you're a little stuffy, that maybe you have allergies or a cold. And so, you know, that's something that can often be readily fixed with maybe topical medications. However, sometimes snoring can actually be an indicator of a more significant problem, such as sleep apnea. And certainly both snoring and sleep apnea, erode the quality of the sleep. And so a person wakes up, maybe they even got enough hours of sleep, that 6 to 9 hours, but you know, won't feel refreshed, won't feel well rested.
I want to show off some of the things that you have for a disorder like sleep apnea. You've got some cool things over here. How can things like this help, and why is it important for someone who might be snoring a lot or keeping, you know, their other half awake at night? Why is it so important that they get treated?
Sure. Well, as I mentioned, you know, snoring in and of itself can be very disruptive to sleep. And again, if it's something along the lines of, you know, allergies or you know, a cold, then you treat the nasal congestion maybe with some nasal sprays or saline, that sort of thing. But occasionally we have to implement more significant treatments. For example, we may do a sleep study, as we were looking at before, and find that the person has sleep apnea. And sometimes that sleep apnea can be positional. And so a positioning device that prevents a person from rolling onto their back may be adequate. Or perhaps the person has snoring or forms of sleep apnea that would be amenable to an oral appliance. And so, you know, a dentist or oral surgeon would make a custom device that goes on the teeth like a retainer and helps hold the lower jaw forward. And then, again, another option may be, in cases of sleep apnea, the use of a CPAP device, which basically delivers air under pressure through a mask that's connected to this compressor-like device. And so what that does is it will help open up the airway, avoid that snoring, and treat not only the person who has sleep apnea, but usually the bed partner as well.
Certainly important, and that's just one of many examples of the disorders that they treat here in Albany. But that's it for now. In the next half hour, we're going to talk a lot more about sleeping tips and even sleeping aids. That's all coming up in the next half hour. I'm Jennifer Mullen, CBS 6 News. Back to you guys.
All right, Jennifer, thanks. It's